Hey guys, welcome to a quick little video I thought I'd share with you guys about understanding a little bit more about the failure criteria and understanding the UTS and yield stress for the SolidWorks FEA. And this kind of came as a result to working on the test stand tanks for the TRR, where essentially we found a thickness of the tank that would work, but is, as you can see through this analysis, is pretty much yielding everywhere on the tank, but is still not failing because the ultimate tensile strength of the material is really up to where this you see this yellow. And this is where it gets interesting because, as you can see here, there's actually this yellow, orange, and even red sections here. So the thing is it's kind of hard to understand that it doesn't necessarily mean that these parts are failing, or that this whole structure as a whole will collapse or succumb to the pressure, essentially. What we kind of need to look at is that when we see these areas of high stress, is that we actually need to look at the thickness of the material. And as you can see, is that any of these regions above the ultimate tensile strength of the material is actually not carrying through the entire thickness of the material. Because as you can see here, it kind of goes from this yellow, red to this darker green to this kind of more blue-green over here. And that means that the stress is really only concentrating at the surface and it's not carrying through the material. That's really important in understanding when something will fail and when something will not fail. Because as you can see, the rest of the thickness here is all green, which means that it is all yielding. The material is completely, it has passed its yielded state, but the thing is it is not surpassing the ultimate tensile strength of the material, and it's not carrying all the way through the skin. So we can determine from that it's just a concentration of stress on the skin, and that it's more resembling something that is bending, so the inner surface is contracting a lot more and causing the stress to increase. And then we can even see here that for the maximum stress areas, where it's this bright red, where it's 677 megapascals, is again only a surface stress. It's not carrying really through the material at all. It's barely going 1/8 of an inch in, or really anywhere. So then that tells us that pretty much, despite the majority of our tanks yielding, despite except for this circular area where the tanks are connected and where the piping is, yeah, and that's another stress concentration right there. But pretty much we're just getting from this that this tank will not fail, and that we will be able to use this tank multiple times and filling it up to 20 bar. And the thing is that we're actually testing this for 4 safety factor. So the thing is, this has the stamp of approval, a safety factor of 4, and if the tanks ever experience pressures 4 times what we expect, so around 80 bar, or over here 1200 psi, or no, sorry, yeah, 80 bar, yeah, or 1200 psi over here, is that the tanks will be fine. Nothing will happen to them. So that's just one quick thing I wanted to try and clarify and understanding about yield stress and UTS of the material, because I needed a little clarification on that, so I figured I'd pass that on to you guys. So I'll be seeing you soon in another video. Alright, peace.